Penn State ready to take it all in 2023. In San Diego State, J.D. Wicker, the athletic director, playing both sides against each other. The Big 12 against the Pac-12, just like he should be doing. Just like we said here at Peek Around the Corner all the way back in episode number 5 in last August. San Diego State is in this perfect storm where they can reach a Power 5 conference. To finally get into a Power 5 conference, it's looking good. J.D. Wicker, he throws down some words yesterday. We'll get into all of that here in episode 137 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash that like button if you like our content and share the video with your family and friends. Let's talk about Penn State Nittany Lions for 2023. The previous episode, we talked about Florida State. Now we're going to talk about our love of the Penn State Nittany Lions. Yes, I know. Michigan is absolutely stacked for next year. We get it. The Ohio State Buckeyes, of course, they're going to be great. Look at that roster. Marvin Harrison Jr., they're going to have a new quarterback, but so is Penn State. But Drew Allar, the flashes that we've seen, we really like. The 5-star quarterback in the 2022 class out of the state of Ohio. 2 for 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and limited play for Penn State. But what we've seen, we are in love with. And he's got 2 incredible running backs to hand off the ball. Creighton Allen, over 800 yards last year. But Nick Singleton, we talked about him last August as a true freshman. We said to you all, you got to watch this guy. You got to watch him. What did he do last season for Penn State? Over 1,000 yards. That's a true freshman. Over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6.8 yards per rush. The guy is electrifying. And he's going to be playing in a Penn State Nittany Lions offense that's going to be more efficient on offense. Okay? With Drew Allar being the guy behind center, with the great Olu Fashanu coming back, the left tackle, number 74. Watch that guy's tape. Incredible, athletic left tackle. Could have been in the NFL draft, could have been a first-round pick, but he decides to come back to Penn State. Wow. Unbelievable. Franklin's got to be just in his glory right now. So he's got an experienced offensive line. It's just not about fashion. They got about 6 guys who played a lot of snaps for the Nittany Lions. So Penn State finally has that offensive line. A high-skill quarterback in Drew Allar. Higher skill level than Sean Clifford. 2 outstanding running backs. And they got the Penn State, Dante Cephas, Penn State transfer wide receiver. If you aren't watching MAC football, first of all, shame on you. Penn State, they had this wide open offense. They're going to change the offense next year with new coach Kenny Burns. But they had this wide offense where Cephas would be located way on the outside, right on the sideline, play after play after play. They targeted him, and he got open continuously for Kent State. Over 130 catches in the last 2 years, over 1,900 yards. Not a great physical receiver, not even really great, doesn't have a whole lot of speed, but the guy knows how to get open, a great route runner. Something that the Nittany Lions didn't have last year. So watch out for Dante Cephas. They also got in the transfer Malik McLean from Florida State. Now, he's the opposite. He's got some great physical skills. He made some great catches, one against Syracuse late in the season last year, but he wasn't consistent. So can he find his consistency at Penn State under Franklin? We'll see. He would have been about the 5th or 6th guy in the Florida State wide receiver room in 2023. So Penn State is somewhat rolling the dice on him. But Penn State, the defense, think about the linebackers. Curtis Jacobs is coming back. He announced it on January 10th. And the great Abdul Carter, the freshman from last season, had a spectacular year. They've got their linebacker, the great duo, coming back. They're going to miss Joey Porter, but they've also got some guys coming back in the secondary as well. Penn State, let's take a look at their schedule for next season. West Virginia, Delaware, Illinois, Iowa, Northwestern. The crossover games are Illinois, Iowa, Northwestern. Easy crossover for Penn State. UMass, their out-of-conference schedule is really weak. At Ohio State, October 21st. Then Indiana, Maryland, at home against Michigan, Rutgers, and Michigan State. The game that I'm circling here is the home game against Michigan. Michigan has the Buckeyes at home. Penn State has Michigan at home. This is the game on November 11th at Beaver Stadium. I think that game will decide who's going to win the Big Ten championship between Michigan and Penn State. The schedule works out great for Franklin. This roster works out great for Franklin. Drew Allar, they finally got the quarterback I think they need to lead them to a Big Ten championship game. Right now, as we sit here on January 27th, my way too early prediction to win the Big Ten championship is the Penn State Nittany Lions. Put down your comments in the comments section. Let me know how wrong I am. But for now, peek around the corner is in love with the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, let's get to San Diego State. An article from Joe Tillery at Heartland. San Diego State Athletic Director threatens Pac-12 for invite using the Big 12 as leverage. We talked about this all the way last August. This was exactly what was going to happen. Just the perceived threat that the Big 12 could give San Diego State an invitation and San Diego State could act on it. Just that threat alone, San Diego State was going to use to their advantage and use it as leverage against the Pac-12. Just a very short article. I'm going to put the link in the description box below the video. Following an off-season that saw media members, athletic directors, and players use the word expansion no less than 8,000 times, smoke is starting to catch up to the Pac-12 conference amid conversations of a Southern California market. With both USC and UCLA jumping ship and joining the Big Ten in the off-season, the Pac-12 has no choice but to entertain San Diego State's offer to join the conference. I agree. They have no choice. They have to expand. They have to expand with San Diego State. Back to the article. San Diego State has been hoping to make a switch from the Mountain West Conference to the Pac-12 for a while and had always been shelved, with the conference basically saying that the addition will happen eventually. San Diego State is now at the forefront of negotiations as the conference lost two of its biggest attraction in USC and UCLA, and now the Pac-12 is staring down the sights of a conference without a Southern California team. Enter one, SDSU. San Diego State Athletic Director J.D. Wicker is in charge of a prime expansion candidate for the Pac-12, or the Big 12, as he knows. We basically went from, hey, you're doing a good job. Your break is coming. You're the only team in Southern California that plays FBS football that isn't in the Big Ten, Wicker told CBS Sports. Now that USC and UCLA are gone, there's nobody really to block us, says Jack McGlory, an SDSU alum and professor on the campus for 25 years. We're the only viable option to have a team in Southern California. Again, I agree. The time for expansion is now, and with the fruit ripe for the picking, folks at SDSU are sick of waiting for an invitation they have deserved for years. Now, here comes the money shot in this article. Recently, San Diego State Athletic Director J.D. Wicker, who told CBS Sports, "You want San Diego State in your league at full media rights share because you do not want us in the Big 12. All the Big 12 schools would have a reason to come to Southern California to recruit." I'm going to say it again. I'm going to repeat that part. J.D. Wicker told CBS Sports, "You want San Diego State in your league at full media rights share because you don't want us in the Big 12. all the Big 12 schools would have a reason to come to Southern California to recruit. So this is what J.D. Wicker is saying to the Pac-12, using the media as leverage. As he's in these negotiations, he knows that the Pac-12 wants to expand. Once they get that media deal done, they want to expand with San Diego State. But J.D. Wicker, he's saying, look, full media shares. Don't put us in it as a discount. Full media shares, because you do not want us in the Big 12. You do not want your mark to get us into the Big 12, where the Big 12 schools would take us probably at a discount and get Southern California as part of their recruiting grounds. You don't want the Big 12 to get into a fourth time window and grab San Diego State to help them with that fourth time window, to help them with the value with their media partners of Fox and ESPN. You do not want that to happen. So what J.D. Wicker is saying to Pac-12, get this done. Oh, and by the way, get us full media shares. Now, J.D. Wicker, hopefully you are watching episode 137, because I would say to you, yes, you're playing one off the other. You have to. You're in prime position. You are in the catbird seat. Of course you're doing this. But you don't be so focused on the perfect deal at this point. If the Pac-12 finally gets their media deal, they show it to you, you come in at a small little discount, take the deal. You don't need the full media share. Remember, we have the gold rush of 2026 coming. The battle of 2026. There's going to be a whole lot of playoff money coming in the expanded playoffs in 2026. The difference in your take, in the bag of money that you get as a G5, as a Power 5 school, is going to be pretty big. So San Diego State, get into a Power 5 conference. Do not hold out for the perfect deal. And if the Pac-12 media deal isn't good enough, if their offer isn't good enough and the Big 12 gives you a decent offer, it might not be included in the pro rata. San Diego State's not included in the pro rata clause of the Big 12 media contract. But if you have to come in as a little discount rate to the Big 12, take the deal. Take the deal. Do not go for the perfect deal. This is about getting into the Power 5 conference. This is about getting into the gold rush of the playoff, expanded playoff in 2026. And this is not having to worry 6-7 years down the road if you're going to get into a Power 5 conference. The next media contract is just right around the corner for these conferences. So take a deal, J.D. Wicker. Don't go for the perfect deal. San Diego State fans, you may be upset with me. Put your comments down in the comment section below the video. But Wicker is doing the correct thing. He's playing the Big 12 off against the Pac-12. Exactly what he should be doing. He has leverage. He's got leverage. He's waiting for that Pac-12 media deal to finally get signed by the Pac-12 schools. He's waiting. He's being patient. But how much more patient is he going to be? Because Brett Yormark is knocking on his door. Until next time, from all of us at Peek Around the Corner to all of you, please, you all take care of each other. Thank you so very much.